Hey, Master Mark Kanaar here today, and I'm here for another one of my master's message. And I'm in my car. It's raining. I've been up since like 4:30 in the morning. It's about 8 o'clock right now on Sunday. And Mr. Worth and I went over to the Caro Gym today, and we literally did a lot of work over there. And I'm really excited about us opening back up pretty soon, and all students could see like what our dream was. I started teaching over in Caro about 5 years ago. Mr. Bob Wright asked me to go over there, and I had this goal, I had this dream, I had this story that I wrote out, how we were going to have the largest martial arts school in the thumb, and I think it all came to life. I'm not 100% sure if there's a gym that's larger than ours, I should say, but I know in the area we are dominating out there. We just have a great program, really great instructors, Mr. Worth, Master Enos, all of us is out there. And I thought, I remember writing down the story, setting goals all the time, every week, even daily goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, and things just seemed to really start happening. And I remember looking at the goals all the time, like taking my piece of paper out and looking at it and saying, hey, you got to get this stuff done today. And when I started thinking about it, I started thinking how is my why able to help me to achieve these things? And I want to tell you guys a story. And it's a pretty good story. It's about what I call stuck energy. It's energy that gets stuck inside of your body when something bad happens to you, basically. And what happened to me was when I was in high school, I started doing karate, Shotokan karate, with this guy named Russ Wilson, Master Russ Wilson. And Master Wilson was like a true mentor to me. He was somebody who really invested in the community. He invested in me. And when I was a junior in high school, he all suddenly just passed away. And I remember finding out around Christmas time that he had passed on to the other side. And it affected me in a very negative way. And I remember feeling sorrow. And this sorrow was like energy that was stuck inside of me, like despair. And I just was like, man, I had to come up with some sort of idea how to get through it. And, I think sometimes if you have stuck energy, it might take like a very long time to get through it, for certain things that could happen to you. Maybe even some people might not ever be able to get over it, honestly, when I think about it. And, stuck energy in my mind is like this energy that's stuck on your spirit, and you just can't get rid of it. No matter what you do, you can't get rid of it. It could be sadness, it could be sorrow, it could be depression, it could be all these things. So what I did was I said, why did this happen? And I came up with this concept in my mind that's kind of helped me out to deal with death. Because when this first happened, the only other person that I really knew about death that happened, in my life that I was close to was my grandfather. He passed away in 1990. And I was only 12 years old, and I didn't really understand it to the full concept. And I remember not taking it so hard. But when Russ passed away, man, it was really hard to me because, he's a mentor. He's somebody I looked up to, and he was one of the few people that I could say was a true mentor to me. And he really believed in me more than I believed in myself. And I could think my parents were like that. I had a band instructor named Mr. Reed that was a huge mentor to me. And then I had my baseball coach, Brady Gray, that really believed in me too. And they were coaches to me as well. But Russ was like somebody that really helped me, turn my life around, because when I came to him, I was just a really bad teenager, man. And I remember him really getting in my head and making me think differently, and understanding about discipline and focus and concentration, and really making you believe that you can do anything in life. So what I did was I said, why did this happen? And I felt like, that it was like somebody's fault. I had to blame somebody, right? Like I felt like I had to. I felt like it was like the devil. He had won this battle. He wanted to make everybody upset. He didn't like Russ doing what he did in his community. So something really bad happened to him and he passed on. And his idea of like what he put in my mind, might die. It might not be around anymore. And luckily, Rod Holtz kind of grabbed the torch and picked it up, and he kept moving forward. And I followed Russ, and I remember when I went back to the karate school, most of the students had quit. They lost their focus. They didn't keep their eyes on their goal. And Rod took it over. And I remember when Russ passed on, I said, I have to do something to like literally take his spot, so to speak. you know, keep his dream alive, so to speak. You know, he may not be here anymore in this world, but a piece of him is still with me, and I need to carry on his vision and his so-called destiny, because he died so young. You know, he's only in his 30s. And I decided like I was going to live the best life I could. And that why, you know, of why I'm teaching all the time is that main reason. You know, seeing all those kids quit and seeing the benefit that they're losing out because somebody in the community like that had passed on to the other side and was taken very young, that somebody needed to stand up and keep moving forward. And I remember starting my own school when I was 19 years old, and I was really young, you know, and I was really stupid. Like, but my ignorance, I should say, kind of like made me believe I could do it, you know. And I just remember a lot of dumb mistakes that I made, and but I learned, and that was what was important. I started so young that I had all these mistakes I could make and be okay still, and I learned from it. And it was all from that stuck energy, that negative energy that was stuck inside of me when I found out Russ passed on, that he died right before Christmas time. It was like one of the worst times of my life, I remember. And that energy, I just had to change my mindset. That was it. I had to change my mindset. I had to get inside my mind somehow and use that energy that was inside my soul to push it to a different energy, like a positive one. Instead, I had to change my mindset. And once I was able to grab that stuck energy that was inside of my soul and change it to start doing positive things instead of feeling sorry for myself and just feeling really, you know, having a feeling of despair and just sadness, and flipping it around and giving it a reason why, that stuck energy that I had when I was a junior in high school is still with me today. And it is one of the reasons why I am so passionate about teaching martial arts and opening up all these gyms that I have, you know, and all these people that help me out, they have the same vision as I do. They're like the Mastermind Alliance, you know, Mr. Worth out there at Carroll, Bob Wright, and Master Enos. We're all out there working together to help out the community. And, you know, when you have other people that have the same vision as you, it just makes your energy even stronger. And I just wanted to share that with you. If you're going through a struggle or something like that, sit down and really think about, you know, how I can take that stuck energy, like what I say, and switch it into something positive and not something negative, you know. And that's the Master's message for today. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.